Yeah, so this is the Maximo. Once we log into the Maximo mobile, I think I hope you all are already familiar with the Maximo. So maybe sometimes I may be using a Maximo terminology like Start Center like that. So in Maximo we have a Start Center, the regular desktop version. So here this is the navigator page where it's similar to Start Center. You can see all the applications. And so users can navigate based upon their type of work, what they do, and the type of access they have. Like all these are different tiles, and each can be controlled by the Maximo administrator through security. And at the same time, within the application, again, the type of access or the type of work they do, again, that also can be controlled by the security. So Maximo Mobile, it was released, I think, in 2021. It's like almost 2 to 3 years old, and Maximo is keep update. IBM is releasing newer versions with the newer apps and modules every release when they do that. So currently we are looking at Maximo. I think this is 8.11. So these are the list of applications. So my schedule is nothing but a work order application from the technician standpoint. So technician mainly has his work that need to be performed every day. So that is nothing but the my schedule. Here we call that, and materials and tools. So this is nothing but the materials or tools that he'll be using for that day or for the work he has. Then maps, if you have JS maps configured, then you can use the maps layer to see where the work orders are assigned or pending, so that technician can use the map to navigate and work on them accordingly. The next one is the approvals. So approvals is similar to my schedule, but here it is mainly for the supervisor standpoint. So when supervisor can log into the mobile, he can see what work is completed for that day. He can review and he can close the work. And service request is same like a Maximo. What we have like a simple screen where users can create a request and that can be later converted into a work order also. Then inventory counting, it is mainly used for inventory audits or physical counts like that. So instead of you using paper and pen, you can use inventory counting. Then inventory receiving, so it is nothing but the receiving application in Maximo. So receiving application, using inventory receiving application, you can receive the items through the mobile application. So you don't need to have a physical computer or anything. So if you already have a purchase orders in place, then the receiving dock at the receiving dock, the receiving team can receive the items directly into Maximo using the mobile. Another one is inspections. So inspections are like a yes or no type of questions where previously we used to use paper for surveys and all. So now that feature is there in Maximo through inspections. Maximo Mobile supports inspections where technician he can perform an inspection based on the readings or temperatures. Through yes or no questions, he can answer that. Then later, based on the inspections output, it can be converted into a work order. Another one is assets. So assets application will show you like what is the asset, if it has a serial number, if there are any specifications, asset downtime and all. And last two are like settings and help. So settings application is mainly for the to configure the app when you want to download the new data like that. Then help is to help you with the mobile related applications. So here you see the bottom three buttons. So one is like a navigator. So whatever application you are in, when you click on that, it will bring you to this home page. Next one is bell icon. So this will show you notifications. If you have any Android or iOS notifications configured, then you can see those notifications here. And last one is the cloud icon. So if you click the cloud icon, it will show you like what data is it is downloading, how much time it is taking and all. And if you Maximo Mobile supports both online and offline modes. So at the starting of the day, technician can download all his data for that day. Then he can go to remote places and he can still work on it even though he don't have a network connections and all. So that the Maximo Mobile when offline mode, and And when he's offline mode, here on the cloud icon, you'll see an X like that. That means it is indicating like he's working offline. But when the network is restored automatically, then technician don't need to do that anything. It will Maximo mobile will automatically sync the data to mobile. From mobile to it will push all the data to the Maximo application, so that all that transactions or data what he did for that entire day, it will be submitted. So when he's connected, the connection will be restored automatically. Technician don't need to do anything. And if you want to download any data, then here they have an option like to refresh, or each application will have check for updates. So he can use that throughout his day, like during his lunch break or sometime like if he things like new work was assigned to him, if he want to check them, he can use that check for updates. So I'll be going through a couple of applications like my schedule. So what a technician will do for his day, how it looks in Maximo and all. So when I click on my schedule, so it will bring all the work orders that are assigned to him. So the data what you see here, it can be again controlled from Maximo. The administrator can control it, like he can modify the queries to set what data the technicians want to see based on his group, or his if he's a lead or he's a part of a crew, all that can be controlled. So here you see the drop down, so we can add or remove extra views to see the data. So here currently I have assigned work, so that means the work that was assigned to me. Then if there are any PMs due this week, you'll see that work orders created on device, my work orders or work order history, all those you can see that. So this is the list view, how you see in Maximo work order application. Similarly, here you can see all the work orders that were assigned to him. Currently, he has 5 work orders, but in some scenarios, like there are maybe 30 or 50 work orders. So in that case, he cannot scroll through the application, right? So because he'll have so many work orders for difficult for him to find it. So in that scenarios, here you have an option to search it. So when you click on the search icon, either you can type it in, like if you want to type it in, you can type it in, or if you have a barcodes enabled, and Maximo uses iPad or iOS devices cameras to scan the barcode. You don't need any additional third-party hardware or software to scan the barcode. So it will use in-house inbuilt camera, and it will scan the barcodes. So once it scans the barcodes, then it will automatically show what all assets or locations based on that barcode. So currently I don't have a barcode, so I'll just search for maybe I'll search for a work order. HVAC. So out of 5 records, it filtered to one single record. Similarly, yeah, if it searches through a barcode, also it will find in the same way. Only thing difference will be like you don't need to type it in. So here, when you look for the work order, it will show you like what is the description of the work order, what type of a work order it is, like it's an emergency maintenance, what is the work order number, then if it has any asset, location, it will show what is the status of the work order, what is the priority of that work order. So based on this, he can see additional details, or if he thinks like he's ready to start working on, so he can click on start work. So start work will automatically start the timer. So it will start his timer so that he can physically start working on that. Similarly, if you have Google Maps or Android Maps are configured, and if you are using service addresses, then Maximo Mobile will use that maps feature to start his travel time also. So then if he's at an office and he's going in field to a specific work order he will need to work on, then when he click on start travel, then it will open the Android or Google Maps. Then it will automatically start that timer for him, so that he don't need to click on start timer again. So it will capture his travel time, and it will store that for his work order. So currently, let's go with the start work. So that means this is the direct labor. So the timer will start. So I'll click on start work. So that means the work order timer is started. So here you see like a option like pause work or stop work like that. So if he want to switch to a different work or something, if he need to go, someone, if he's working in a crew, then another technician needs a help, then he need to stop his timer. So in that case, he can use pause work or stop work, and he can go to the other place and he can work on it. And when he is back, he can again resume the work by using that buttons again. So this is the work order details page. So for this work order, for HVAC or heating, there is a problem. So you can see if the what is the information that was. So here you see like what is the work order details. So if there is a long description, you can see that here, or we can expand it to see full screen. Then when was this issue reported? You'll see that like a start date, start time, or what is the estimated duration and all. You may see these dates are very old because this is a non-production. This is a demo instance. Here you see like when was this issue reported. Then here you can see like if there are any materials used for this work order, or if there are any tools that are required for that. If you click on this uh, wrench icon, you can see that information. It will take you to the materials and tools section. Similarly, if you click on this notes icon, it will open the work log. So you can see like if there is any work log associated, or if you want to type it in a work log, you can type that information here. So here you will see the work log. Similarly, if you want to capture latitude, longitude, if a technician is in the field and if he is installing a new asset or something, then he want to capture the latitude, longitude, then he can use this arrow icon, location icon, so that it will capture the latitude and longitudes. So it will use the iPad or iPhone's location services, and it will capture the latitude, longitudes, and it will send this information to Maximo application. And next one is if there are any tasks associated for the work, you can see all that information here, the task work orders. So here you can see them, you can complete them. So once it is completed, you can go back to the work order and you can close them. So these are all the tasks for this work order.
How do you create tasks?
In Maximo, you'll create them and you'll see them in the Maximo application, work order application. You have option to create a task, so that when you associate that to your work order, you can see all that information here. Because here it's mainly from the technician standpoint. If the work was assigned to him, he will be using the mobile to complete the work. So mostly the work, if you want to create a task and all, it would be better to do that in the regular desktop Maximo. Okay. Next one is if there are any failure codes associated for this work order, you can see that. If there are any labor timings, materials used, or tools used, you can use that information. You can enter that information. Then similarly here you will see the asset information. If an asset is up or down, what is the asset number, what is the asset description, what is the location for this one. And if the asset has any image, you can see that information. And here if there are any multiple assets or you want to scan that, this is a barcode scanner. Let me. So here, if there are any previously created as work orders either for that asset or for that location, so you'll see that information like a related records. If there is any asset or previously if there are any other work was created, you can see that information. So that based on that, if it is a repeating issue, then he can use that to see like how frequently this was fixed. Maybe if it needs a replacement or something like that, he can use this option to see that. And at the same time, this is to report asset status up or down like that, asset downtime. And if there are any attachments in Maximo, you call them doc links. So you can see those attachments here. If there are any attachments attached, or if there is any operating manual or maintenance guide, if that was attached, they can use that. Then at the same time, if there is any follow-up work orders. So if there is any follow-up information, you can see that information, like if there is any work order service request or a work order is there, you can see that. If there is no follow-up, but if you think like the technician feels like he need to create a follow-up work for this, then here he has an option to create a follow-up work order. So when he click that, it will create a follow-up work order, and it will save that in Maximo directly, and it will show as a follow-up work order in Maximo. So I'm just creating a follow-up work order. So here you can see, like, now previously there was no follow-up work order. Now we created just one. So you'll see that follow-up work order here. And, if we go to the bottom of the page, you'll see like when this work order was created, who created it is, and the contact information for this work. You can see that information, and if the technician need to contact that person, that issue was fixed like that, he can use that information. So this is about the work order. Previously we started the time, so we started the work. Now if the technician completes his work, then he can come here and stop work. Then it will ask like, okay, you started the labor at 10:14, you completed at 10:20, the duration was 7 minutes, and this was an actual work type. So if he's satisfied, he can click on this blue button, send. Or if you want to change any of the details, if he thinks like, okay, maybe I missed, this is not a direct work, this is a different one, then he can change the type here. So this is like actual work, or this is not actual, this is a travel time. If he thinks that, then he can do that, and he can click on this blue icon. So it Maximum will show you the blue icon, like what is the next step for him to do that. So now he selected the type. Now he need to click OK here. Then here it will come and tell him again like, okay, now you completed the work. So do you want to complete the work order? So then the work order status will be changed to complete. Previously it was in progress or approval like that. It will change to complete. Or if he thinks like, okay, still it is not completed, then he can go back. And at the same time, he can always change the status from here also. The same option, if he click this drop down, he will have an option to change it. So let's go back. Let me remove this filter. So that is about the work order application. Any questions on this? This is mainly from the technician standpoint, where my schedule work. Any questions on this?
No, it's just pretty straightforward.
Okay. So next one, let's go to. So if you go to the approvals, if a supervisor logs in, if you want to see what all the work that was completed for that day, and how much time was spent, who completed that. So this is similar to the my schedule, but here you'll see a little bit different. Uh, you'll see the cost and all associated. So if you see here for this work order, how much is the cost? So he can review them, and it's similar, but he can see the cost and all, if there is any labor associated, all that information. If there is any uh, follow-up work, he can see that information. Then if he thinks like it is completed, he can, next step is to close the work order. He can close that here. So if you want to close it, he can close it. And if you want to add any additional comments, he can do that. Okay. So this is mainly used for the supervisor to see like how much cost, so what all materials used, what all labor was used, like that. He can view that information.
Got it.
Next one, service request. Service request is just a simple application where you can see what was the issue reported. You can either convert that into a work order, or you can just close it like it was fixed, or the issue was not able to reproduce, or it was a duplicate request like that. You can do that with the service request application. There is not much information here. Let me check if there is any. Okay. So you can see like what is the issue reported, are there any comments when this was reported, who reported, all that information you can see that. And at the same time, technician, if he's in the field, he went to fix a HVAC, but during that time he saw like some pipe was leaking, then he has an option to create a service request directly also. So if he want to report an issue like maybe light was not working or something like that in the field, he can tell that missing lamp, light out. He can select that and he can tell like what is the asset, what is the location for that, or what is an asset for that, and he can tell like he can select the location. So he can submit that service request, or similarly he can create a work order also in the field. So here you see a plus icon. Here, if you click that, it will give you an option to create a work order, create a service request, or create an inspection. So based on the type of work he want to report when he's in the field, he can use that. Next one is inventory counting. So inventory counting is mainly used to do the physical counts or an audit like that for a specific storeroom or a specific bin or a lot. You can do that. So for that, you have two options. Like one is the count books. So count book, yeah, you need to create a count book in Maximo. And once you assign that, then a technician or a storeroom or inventory supervisor or a clerk, they can do the count book. So first you need to create that in Maximo and assign that, then only they can do that. Or another option is ad hoc. So when he randomly thinks like, okay, I need to supervisor comes and tells like, okay, I think I see like some of the counts are wrong for this storeroom, so I want to do a count, ad hoc count. Then he can come, he can directly randomly check. So for that case, he'll use like ad hoc count. It will tell like what is the item number, what is the description, then which aisle it is there. Then he can directly, okay, for this bracket, he can go, he can physically do a count like, okay, for this item, the count is 5. Then you can directly type 5 here. When you tab out, so here you see currently counted 0. So when you tab out, it will automatically update here in the tab counted section. So it's very easy, similar to paper, like how you write the number. So here you'll just come, put your number, then it will automatically remove that item number from that list. So for this bearing, okay, the count is 10. So you can put like 10. Then when you tab out, that will go away. It will go to counted 2. And it will show like what all are pending. So you can randomly do them, or you can do all of them. So once you think like, okay, I did my job, I counting, so now I need to review them. So here when he click on counted, it will show like what all items he entered. So here it will show a caution symbol to tell that like, okay, there is a mismatch between maximum and the count what you entered. So if the count matches, then it won't show any icon here. But if there is a mismatch, then it will show this icon to tell like there is a mismatch. It won't tell what is the balance in maximum, but it will tell like there is a mismatch. So you can do a count again and you can come and verify that. If you think like it is correct, then you can just come in and when you click on save, then it will save it. So if there is any photo associated or if there is any lot number, you can see that information here. And in Maximo, you can reconcile the balances. Similarly, if it is a count book, then first it need to be started in Maximo. You need to create a count book. Then you can come here and you can pick like how many items the count book is there in Maximo will create it. Then you'll come here and you'll just do the counts here. If you're doing for a specific item or a specific bin, you can create them. Or if it is a monthly or a quarterly activity, you'll do a physical counts every first of the month. Then you can create a count book and you can assign it to the technician. Then they will come and see those assigned count books here. That's about count books. Any questions on that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So similarly, inventory receiving. So this is once you have the purchase orders in Maximo created, then you will see the all those open POs. Then you can review them. You can receive them. So for this user, he has like a 19 purchase orders. So let's so when you click on a specific item, then it will show you you are doing a receiving, are you doing an inspection, are you doing a return, are you doing a receipt, void. So now we are doing a receiving. So then when you select the receiving, then it will directly bring you what is the item, how much quantity you have ordered, and how much quantity due. So let's take a scenario like you ordered 10, but here you are receiving only one or five of them. You can just come and put five here. So you can do a partial receiving also. So once you enter the value, you select this box and save it, then it will be marked as receipts completed and it will be removed from the technician or receiving person's queue. So if there are multiple lines, you will see all of them. Let me see if there is any PO with multiple lines. Okay, this one is this has multiple lines. So if I click that, it will directly take me. So if you see here, ordered quantity, we ordered 3, but currently due only 2 because we already received one quantity. So you can now, if you received another one more, so you can come here, you can select it, save, then automatically due will change to 1. It will reduce the balance and it will show that. So it is very easy to access. So it will tell you like if some parts are received, it will show like partially received. It will show some parts are received. If none of them are received, no received, then it will show no parts are received like that. Then let's go to inspections. So once you create the inspection forms in Maximo, you assign them to the technician, then he can perform an inspection in field. So inspections are mostly like a yes or no type of questions, or if you want to take a meter reading or anything, temperatures or anything, he can use the inspection forms mainly to do the surveys and all. So let's see if there are any pending inspections. Progress. Okay. Yeah. So I have some inspection. So if you see here, this is like a storm drain cleanup inspection. So when I click on the inspection, so it will show me like what is the quality, is it good, bad? So you can perform the inspection. So all these questions, you need to configure them in Maximo. Then once you have those inspections created, then technician, he will be perform the inspection. So for this storm drain, so he can go through all those questions, he can answer them. Then once he completes it, he click on the complete button. Based on the inspection results in Maximo, you can configure like if you need to perform create a work order based on the inspection pass or fail criteria like that, you can do that. That is again in Maximo. Here it is mainly to perform the inspection. So any questions about inspections?
Can you go back to inspections for a second? Yeah.
Sure.
So you set the inspections up in Maximo, or you set them up in here?
So you set them in Maximo, but here the technician will also have an option to create an inspection in field. So here, if you see here, create an inspection. So the form, like the type of form, the questions and all, you need to configure them. But here he can select like for which asset or which location or for which type of inspection he want to do, he can select here.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. He can just create an inspection and perform an inspection. The actual forms and all that are administered in Maximo.
So this is an ad hoc inspection, just to add on what Srini said, right? This is an ad hoc inspection. Let's say typically inspections are part of your regulatory work orders and other things, right? But if technician feels or sees that there is a ad hoc inspection that needs to be conducted from the field, that's when they pick this option, and then they pick an asset or scan a barcode against an asset, and they can start conducting the inspection.
Got it.
On assets. So the assets here, the technician can see what currently is assigned to him as a custodian. So he can see that information, and if he want to add any information like a classification or anything, he can do that. So here it will mainly tell like you can report like if the asset is up or down like that, or if or he can see like what is the serial number, or if there are any documents or anything for that, he can see that information, or he can update the asset status and all.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all from the mobile standpoint. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Umar?